Hello and Namaste. My name is Gautam Behra and today I'll be talking about the alloy cast iron. So in the previous video, if you remember, there are basically two types of cast iron. So one grade is that is general purpose grade, that is having many engineering applications. Already we have discussed about that. That is white cast iron, grey cast iron, malleable cast iron, and ductile cast iron. But there is another group of cast iron which is special purpose grade cast iron, that is also called alloy cast iron. So that means the name suggests in this cast iron there will be alloying elements, right? So what are the alloying elements present in this alloy cast iron? So alloying elements are chromium, molybdenum, vanadium, copper, titanium, cobalt, nickel. So these are the alloying elements present in the cast iron, or that is alloy cast iron. So obviously that means if we are adding alloying element into the cast iron, then the property get enhanced. Our main purpose is to enhance the properties. It will enhance the physical properties, like it will increase the wear resistance, uh, it will increase the heat resistance, or high temperature property will be get enhanced. And it also enhance the chemical property, like corrosion resistance will be enhanced. And the mechanical property, basically the strength, if you talk about the transfer strength, the tensile strength, hardness, all these will improve on addition of various alloying elements. And we understand that each alloying elements have a particular role to play in the cast iron. That doesn't mean the same that doesn't mean ki a particular alloying element will give many properties. No, each alloying elements have a particular property, a particular role to play in the cast iron. So we'll discuss that soon. But there is a point, that is for example, already we have discussed about the general purpose grade cast iron, where the phosphorus, silicon, manganese, sulfur are present. So these are not alloying elements. So if these are present, because all cast iron contain these elements, so these are not the alloying elements, right? And okay, fine. Next we can discuss the uh, various groups of cast iron on the basis of percentage of alloying elements. So there are three types, that is low alloy cast iron, medium alloy cast iron, and high alloy cast iron. So low alloy cast iron means the weight percentage of alloying element is below 3, up to 3% or below 3%, and 3 to 10% it is basically medium alloy grade cast iron, and if it is above 10% it is high grade alloy cast iron. So now we'll discuss the individual role of each alloying elements, or what is the role of each alloying elements in the cast iron if they are added. So let us discuss about the chromium. So chromium, when added in a very small amount, that is 1%, so it basically increases the hardness and the strength of the cast iron. And if chromium is added in high percentage, like 35%, you understand chromium is a very good corrosion resistance alloying element, so it increases the corrosion resistance and as well as the heat resistance, or for it is added for high temperature applications. Next, if molybdenum is added at 0.25 to 1.25%, then molybdenum increases the fatigue strength, it increases the tensile strength, transfer strength, and increases the hardness, and it also gives heat resistance to the cast iron. Then next is, if you add vanadium. Vanadium, we understand vanadium is a strong carbide former. It forms stable carbides. So vanadium is added in 0.10 to 0.25%, which increases the hardness, transfer strength, and tensile strength of the cast iron. And nickel. Now, we understand nickel can be added in a small amount and large amount. Nickel, if added in a very small amount, that is 0.5 to 0.6, then it retards the austenite transformation and it basically stabilizes the pearlite. But nickel, when added in a very high percent, that is 14 to 38%, it provides corrosion resistance as well as heat resistance, or it is for high temperature applications, you understand. And next is the molybdenum. Molybdenum, as we have discussed, increases the various strength, but if it is added in high percent, that is 1%, it gives rise to benitic structure. Then copper is again important alloying element added to the cast iron. Basically it increases the strength of the matrix. How? By making the massive carbide discontinuous. Because we understand, if the carbides which is cementite in the cast iron is a continuous one, then it is detrimental for the property, because the crack will initiate, means it will propagate completely, right? Because if it is continuous, but so the copper helps in making the carbides discontinuous, so increases the strength of the matrix. So another, if nickel is added in 4% with 1.5% chromium, then it increases the averaging resistance, and it gives martensitic microstructure. Next, let me give some example of alloy cast iron. One beautiful example is nickel hard martensitic white cast iron. So nickel hard martensitic white cast iron, it is called because basically the microstructure is martensitic and austenitic one. And the main alloying element in this cast iron is nickel and chromium. So you understand, nickel is a strong graphite former, stable graphitizing element, but it can be suppressed by addition of chromium into this. So the microstructure is basically in this cast iron is massive carbide in austenite martensitic matrix, right? And as I told, nickel is a graphitizing element, so chromium is added, so which is a carbide stabilizer basically, because chromium also forms stable carbides. Okay, thank you.